All right. So, Mark, thank you for having me. I was actually debating, am I wearing this shirt and tie, or am I wearing my Tough T-shirt with me working with Papa out of the UK? Because I am one that, it's like you said, I like working with just about anybody. I have my stance on how I perceive things, especially on the unmarried side, because I was a part of TFRM. I did get involved, even with American Sprinkle Shared Parenting. I was helping you out with was it AFESP Tennessee, and I tried the legislative side, but it just wasn't necessarily for me. And I'm more of, I can speak on what's going on, and when it came to the unmarried side, I didn't see anybody speaking about it. And as an unmarried father, you essentially don't have any rights, even if you sign the birth certificate and the acknowledgement of paternity. And people thought that I was crazy when I brought that up, but when you go to court as an unmarried father in the majority of states, it's not all states, but in the majority of states, even if you sign that birth certificate and that acknowledgement of paternity, you're essentially just a paycheck. You are financially obligated to that child, but you don't have any say so and where the child is going to go to school, how it's going to be raised, or even having an emotional relationship with that child. So once I kind of went on my own and jumped into the tough area of, I started realizing that I'm just kind of posting stuff and I'm doing videos, and yeah, I'm raising awareness, but I wanted to do even more than that. I wanted to start helping dads out with with phone calls. So I essentially took what TFRM had and jumped into my own story with the unmarried father, kind of like TFRM. And I brought on Sean, and I would have never met Sean unless I got linked up with Mark Ludwig and went to Washington, D.C. I met so many leaders. I just recently posted one of the pictures from our conference in Washington, D.C., and I believe 2019. And when able to go to these conferences or join, right now we're doing it virtual, but when we have these in person, it's so critical to try and find a way to get there. I had money raised. I had a lady that paid for my plane flight, and then she helped me out with, the hotel room and everything else. When it came to food, I tried to figure that out on my own, but it gets really important to connect with different people, and this platform is a great way to introduce yourself to many of the advocates and legislative wisdoms of people out there that you'll be able to understand and meet and start following, because not everybody's going to have the same mindset with how to get legislation passed.
Excellent. Like I say, I appreciate, and like I said, I really just appreciate the way you constantly are working to help me out. And hey, Mark, what can I do to help out? I mean, you, especially these last few months, you have just been, and like I said, that Tennessee bill, man, I couldn't have asked for a better partner, trying to help tame the crowd of people that showed. We did have a neat group of people showed up. I don't know how many we had that day, but there had to have been at least 40 people, maybe 50 that showed up at the Capitol that day. So it was pretty neat to see the support that we had. And we passed the Senate. We did very, very well in the Senate. We got some work to do on the House. Hopefully we can, I did meet with a influential member of the House in Lynchburg, Virginia a couple of weeks ago, and we'll see if we can get a new strategy lined up. So once again, if you're from Tennessee, we need your help. Make sure that you follow Brian's page with TUF, the Unmarried Father. Follow my personal page, and then if you can get a part of that leadership development program, that's going to help a lot, because we want trained advocates in Tennessee. But we will definitely be, I guarantee you, we're going to make a big push in Tennessee next year. So if you're from Tennessee, we need your help. So definitely. Brian, once again, I say Brian's the next one coming up. I'm reading while I'm talking. I've got the sheet in front of me. I've transformed my kitchen, and normally I don't put the plaques on the wall. I always tell people I want to make sure that it doesn't go to my head. I know a lot of people think it already has, but I see people early on and over the years that it sort of went to their head, and they were more interested in getting a bill named after them and the trophy. And I'm like, I don't see them posting pictures of their kids anymore or anything. They were more interested in and I never want to be that guy. So I'm not exaggerating. Every one of these was literally tucked underneath my desk. I had to dust them off to put it up here. But just so everybody knows too, we've got the Missouri bill that passed, the SB 35. That was an equal share parenting bill, a really strong, not as Arkansas bill, but a pretty strong. Also got some child support reform, meaningful due process in child support, that bill. And so that's the copy of the actual bill. That's the pen that the governor used to sign it with. And then I've also got the signatures of the governor, all three bill sponsors that I had signed my copy. And then the other one is the Tax Findings and Conclusions bill. That was the bill we passed back in 2016. And a great team, Jeremy Roberts, Linda Reutzel, and Kenneth Goins were the main part of the team that helped with that. And then shortly after that came Linda Jones and Jeff Miller that really helped out. But that's actually the actual copy signed by Governor Nixon, and then the pen that he used to sign that with. So, like I say, normally I don't have them up on my wall in here. I just have a plain wall in the kitchen, but thought I'd pull those out here for some decorations. I put the little banners from APSP. Family Reunion has been helping a lot with some of the conferences that have come along, and then some balloons. Some of you know Bree has been helping me, so she blew up all the balloons for me. That's a lot of work to get all those balloons and did some decorations. So trying to.
Well, Mark, I think it looks something.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Yeah, you did a good job with the background. I had been worried about having a background. I saw that there's many other people that are going to end up on the program tonight at some point, that they've posted all of their stage equipment and everything. I'm impressed with how everybody's coming together with all of that. Me, I'm just kind of the one that walks around my backyard and does a video. You know what I mean?
Well, we're looking forward to it. It sounds like you're going to be getting that itch to get a podcast going, so I'm looking forward to that.
I need to, man. I need to. But all right, man, I'm going to jump off here. Thank you so much for having me on, and I'll talk at y'all later.
All right. Well, thanks again, Ryan.